Hey guys, Elvie here. As you can see from the title, we are going to review another album from the beloved Mika. We are reviewing her fourth album, Yes. And I guess from seeing my reviews and such, I know it's been a while since I've done a Mika review. I think the last time I did one was like 3 months ago. That's a long time. This album was requested, and I was really happy that I got this request. This album was requested by the YouTube user Jetter Swisserfan88. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but they requested that I review her fourth album because if I had to be honest, this album is different from her previous work. Yes seemed to head into a completely different direction. It carries a distinctive style that was deprived from the American South since of its use of blues, gospel, and even a tinge of country within the mix. From reading reviews, it seems a lot of people don't like this album, and I was honestly surprised by that. Sure, it isn't as powerful as her previous three, but I wouldn't denounce this album as garbage. As a matter of fact, I thought this album was a perfect way of Mika challenging herself with a fresh new sound. This was an album that birthed the musical genres as which she excels at least in my opinion. So without further ado, let's review Mika's fourth album, Yes. The first track is I Love You. The album opens up with Mika covering one of Japan's most famous popular love songs of all time. I do know that this song was originally by the artist Ozaki Yukata. Personally, I thought that this was a wonderful way to open up this album because it definitely fits in with the album's gospel theme. And I like how this song maintains the gospel feel since it features these jazzy pianos along with the choir vocals, along with this gentle, I'm not sure if you guys can hear, but it's like a gentle electronic guitar. And I thought that was a really nice touch that she did with this. Overall, this was an excellent introduction because it certainly set the theme as well as the mood within the album well. So this was a very beautiful way to start off. The next song is Mienai Hoshi, and out of all the songs here, I will say that this track was probably the most traditional sounding song on this album because it sounds eerily similar to her earlier work. Like, this reminded me of Will, that song, her song that came out in 2002. It reminded me greatly of that. Even though it shares some similarity to her earlier work, I still thought that this was a good contribution to this album. It still maintains this slight gospel twist, especially when it gets later on into the song. I also like the vocal approach she used here because she's singing these impressive notes. We can't hear them right now because we're in the beginning of the song. But later on, she sings like these impressive notes that aids with the song's persona quite well. Overall, another solid song that's worthy of a listen. The next track is素直なまま. Sorry, but I believe it translates into being true. What a beautiful opening this song has. Just listen to this. It's so gorgeous. From reading forums, it seems like this song is one of her most hated songs, and I honestly don't think it deserves that hatred. I adored the production within the verses because I can easily hear the synths and strings meshing in to one another perfectly. The musical direction she adapted in here matches her persona perfectly. It just has this easygoing flow to it that takes you into another world. This was a beautiful song. I don't know why it's so hated among the Mika fan base. Still, despite what everyone says about it, I still think that it's a beautiful song. It's a mixture of soothing jazz along with this familiar pop to it that graces your ears every time you hear it. This song is excellent. To hell with the haters. The next track is Cry No More. We're finally heading into the album's gospel theme, because although her previous tracks did showcase that a bit, I will admit it wasn't until we reached here that the album truly began with its signature southern sound. I'll be honest with you guys, when I first heard this song, I wasn't the biggest fan of it, because when I first heard it, I thought it was boring, and for a while it was my least favorite song from her. I will say that was my perspective on it back then. But from that, I can easily point out one disadvantage I had. I didn't understand the lyrics. Although I'm still not completely fluent in Japanese, I will say that my understanding of the language has increased tremendously over the years. The lyrics to this song are so heartfelt and sad that I can't help but cry every time I hear this. Sorry. I also love the plucked strings that were lying within the background because it made the emotion within Mika's vocals so much more evident. This is a beautiful ballad. I can't believe I once had negative thoughts about this song because this song is beautiful. It's a very underrated song from her, and I'm glad that I finally had a chance to realize the beauty it has. This note right here. Wow. Oh my goodness. That note was a great way of starting things off before it's assembling into this powerful gospel with a truckload of Latin percussions we hear right now. And then later on in the song we hear these strong, authentic choir vocals along with these clapping beats that were thrown within the mix. I know this song was produced specifically for the victims of Hurricane Katrina, so it was meant to have a happy, optimistic feeling. I love this song. I love this chorus. This chorus was so fun to sing to. I love singing this song. From reading reviews on this song, it seems this song is either a love it or hate it kind of song. Although I am sad it's one of those songs, I do understand because it does have a certain quality about it that probably won't win anyone over on the first listen. It won't win everyone over, but it is a really nice song. This song was like a breath of fresh air when I first heard it because from the moment I heard that chorus, I fell in love. She really captured the soulful essence within this. It was just true perfection. All hands together, all hands together. I love this song, you guys. I can't even admit how much. Oh my goodness. This song was perfect. Oh my goodness, you guys. Everything she did within this song reached in nothing but perfection. I love this right here in the beginning because when I first heard this, I didn't know what it was going to do, but I loved every minute of it. And then I love how she shifted gears within this because it has like this rockish, but you can still hear that gospel theme in it. And then it dives into this cute rock and roll style with this intense rhythm to it that I can almost describe as infectious. And that was a really nice thing that she did with this. So this introduction was a really good start. And then when she starts to sing, I really enjoyed the roughness within her vocals here because it really did add a certain edge to the song that was impossible not to ignore. This was such a cool song. I can't find anything critical to say about it because it reeks in awesomeness and I love this chorus. Dance with the devil, please. I love this chorus. Oh my goodness. This was such a cool song. I can't stress that enough. The next song is Black and Blue. This song continues the album's current rock phase that it's heading into. But if I had to find the right wording choice for this song, I say this song moves more into a funky, almost jazzier tune with this rock twist that's still combined within it. Although it's not as powerful as the awesomeness of Dance with the Devil, it still has its shining moments based on the strong riffs within it and the blaring brass section, so this was a really nice song. And I really did like the chorus to this, although if I had to admit her English was still a little rusty on it, but I understood what she was saying after hearing the song God knows how many times. But overall, this was another solid tune from Mika. It's full of spunk and energy that makes it almost impossible to pass up. The next song is Joy. I'll admit, when I first heard this, I was super surprised. I wasn't expecting the musical direction of this album to change so soon, but I will say it does change for the better. I like how it slows down the album's tempo and it begins with this lovely piano while Mika's given another solid vocal performance. Her English here was very good. I can understand most of the words she was saying without having resort to looking at the booklet like I usually do with her. Oh my goodness. I'm not trying to talk trash about her, but I will say her English, along with many other J-pop artists, is a little rusty. But I shouldn't talk trash because my English can be really bad too sometimes, so. Overall, this was a very soothing song to listen to, and it is worth a listen because it is a really good track. And it's really cute, if I had to find the word to describe it too, so. The next track is The Dividing Line. Listening to this marked another turning point within the album because this is where the album and the songs become more mellower and dives into an even more gospel genre. Although this isn't my most favorite song off this album, I will say it has a wonderful melody to it that's emphasized greatly when it reaches the chorus, since it has this percussion and the choir vocals are beautifully defined. And I really liked her vocal approach that she used within this because she sounds quite calm, but you can hear the sincerity and feeling within her voice, so it makes it really very beautiful to listen to. Like, you can actually believe the truth that what she's trying to convey here, and I thought that was a really nice touch that she did within this. And I especially love the ending stanzas within this song because it fits right into the album's main theme. Everyone says yes. This has to be my most favorite song off this entire album. I love how simple it is because what it inflicts, it truly gives off this flamboyant yet delicate tone to it. There's nothing really going on within its arrangement. It's just straight up reggae, and I really appreciate that approach. I love listening to this because it carries that soothing beat to it that's mixed with this reggae pop along with this awesome jazzy brass section, and I thought that was really cool for this. Overall, I will have to say that this song was a nice break from the rest of the album, since it strongly, again, it carries this simplicity that's quite refreshing to listen to, and I really like it about it. I have to say that this track was another eye-opener for me, because it truly marks one of the times that Mika-chan has ever attempted a country song. I remember when I first heard it, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I love how she mixed this contemporary country waltz sound within the arrangement because it flows really well with the quality of her vocals. And the vocal approach that she used within this was utterly fantastic, especially when she reaches the song's chorus. Although this isn't something I listen to every day, I consider this to be one of Mika's best mid-tempos because it really does complete the elegance that this album represents. The next track is Going Back Home. This was another country-inspired song, but this one was more relaxed and free-spirited more than anything else. I remember when I first listened to it and heard the introduction of it, I'll admit I didn't care for it that much because there was nothing I particularly liked that was going on right now, as of right now. But that thought was immediately erased from my head as soon as I heard that chorus, because this chorus of this song, oh my god, the beauty of this that just filled my ears just now. I was so moved when I first heard this. I adored this part of the song. This is always the part of the song I always look forward to singing because this is the part of the song that gives me so much warmth in my heart, and I really love this part. And I adored the parts where the harmonica was added because hearing this truly aids the essential part within the song's atmosphere because it really feels like something you hear from home. The next track is Quinta. Apologize if I mispronounced that, but I believe it translates into Song of Prayer. Based off this arrangement, I will say that this song by far is the most gospel-influenced song on this entire album. Although it does use uplifting instrumentals that highlights the elegance of the song's gentle percussions, I will say that this is probably my least favorite song off this entire album. I mean, it's not a terrible track, it's just, I don't really care much for it. Like, when I'm listening to this album, this wouldn't be the first track I go to. I always end up skipping the song because it's just not really, it doesn't really stand out to me, and it's just, ugh. However, I will admit that I do enjoy that la 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 part that's near the end of the song. Hold on, I'm gonna skip to that part because that part is truly lovely. Sorry. This is the part of the song that makes listening to this worth it. Because this part of the song is so beautiful. I love this part right here. Such perfection that was right here. Although I don't consider this song to be a part of Mika's best songs I've heard, I still thought that it was a beautiful song that was a wonderful addition to this album. The next song is What a Wonderful World. With this song, I thought Mika covering this classic was a very fitting way to end this album. It truly does give the album the feeling of a closure because of its reminiscent lyrics, and I love the lyrics toward this song. This song is a classic to me. I love listening to this. Even the original version, I love listening to this song because it's very beautiful. Overall, I thought that this was a fantastic album. Despite what people say about this album, I'm gonna say that I love this album because I love how unique it is from the normal J-pop that I'm used to hearing. In my opinion, I think Mika-chan did us a favor and she created one of the most original albums I have ever heard. Although it's not my favorite album from hers, I will say I have a huge respect for this album because it made me appreciate other genres of music that I probably wouldn't have even bothered to listen to before I even listened to this album. So this was a really good album in terms of that. So this is the album. I bought the CD plus DVD version of this because this was the first time I believe Mika ever attempted with that, and I was really excited, so I bought the CD DVD version of this. And I really do love that cover. It's very beautiful. And since this is a CD case, as always, of Mika-chan, this is the actual CD cover, and that is very beautiful too. And here is the inside. Nothing really there really, but I do love the elegance she did here. That's very cute. And now I'll show you the album art. And here are the credits, more credits, along with a beautiful picture of Mika. As always, another solid album from the beloved Mika-chan. This was a very beautiful album. I really don't think it deserved all of the criticism that it got, because this album, like I said, this was a very original album. I loved how it maintained balance between commercial J-pop along with this fresh new sound. And in my opinion, this was the best thing that she released within that year. Like I said, it's not my favorite J-pop album from her, but I will say it does deserve praise based on its recognizable difference within J-pop. So that was my review for Mika's album. Yes, I do hope everyone who is a fan of Mika enjoyed the opinions I've had on this album, because this is a really good album from her. Once again, I would like to thank the YouTube user JetterSwisherFan88 for requesting this album, and I do hope that you enjoyed the opinions I had on it as well. Once again, if anyone has any requests they would like me to do of a particular artist they like, just let me know in the comments below and I'll be sure to review it sometime in the future. And again, thank you guys for watching this video of mine. As always, with my videos, the next video will be a request. So until next time, bye guys.